Hi, this is Lynn with Vegas Events and More. We thought that this would be a great opportunity to show you guys some do's and don'ts when it comes to setting up your table. Today we're joined by Tina with Designs by Tina and Jerry with Crafts by Jerry. They are two well-known crafters in the circuit.
Jerry with Crafts by Jerry, and we're going to give you a couple of tips today to have you have a better event, show you what to do and what not to do. I'm going to talk about under the table. As you see, we do not have a table skirt. We have all of our bags underneath the table. And then I'm going to talk about the don'ts of hanging your stuff on your canopy. The reason for that is it gives the customer a garage sale look, and you don't want that. The goal is to be able to display your product and show the customers what you have in a nice, organized way. Now, Tina will talk about the table display.
Hi, I'm Tina Knight with Designs by Tina, and one of the things that when I go looking at a craft fair, I like to see everything organized and grouped together as it should be, such as all the baby bibs should be together in their proper sizes. So we have like a large and a small, so you would want to put all your larges in one area, all your smalls in one area, and then also have them properly priced, whether it's hanging above it or on them themselves. People hate to ask about prices. And you would want to group your purses together in one area. You would not want to just lay them out around the table and not have them grouped together. It just gives it a garage sale feel, and that doesn't look very professional either. So you would want to group them all, have them priced accordingly, so that people can walk through, find what they need quickly, and purchase theirs, and not have to keep asking questions.
What's the difference, you're going to ask? Well, the difference is we put a tablecloth. It goes down to the ground. So yes, your bags are hanging under there, but the customers can't see it. You can use different levels. Different levels will catch the customer's eyes as they walk by. Signage, what you're selling and the price of it, because then customers don't have to ask you for it. And you can always bring extras with you, but only lay out one of each that you have. And then if a customer wants something different, you can reach into your table and you can get it. I understand that everybody wants to have all the designs on the table, so you need to make it an executive decision for your business and what's going to work best for you to what you want on your table. But you want it to look presentable, because you're not, the customers are going to walk right past them, right past your table, if they can't see it. Tina, what are your thoughts?
One of the things we did on this side was, again, we did the signage. We used the grid and attached it to the table, giving them a higher eye-level visual of what we have to offer. We also made sure we had signage that lets them know that there are, different prices, and to look for the prices on each of the items. So giving them an ability to walk past the table, see everything organized, get a good idea of what you're selling at what price, opens up an opportunity for them to start talking to you. If they have something else they're looking for, but you have something pretty close, it gives you a conversation to start talking to them about, so that you can find out what their real need is. Okay, so another don't you want to not do when you're in your booth is when you walk in, you don't want to be doing what my very good friend Jerry is doing right now. When someone comes in your booth, you should acknowledge them immediately. Not be on your phone, texting, or playing your favorite video game, or crocheting, or I can think of half a dozen other things that I've seen vendors actually do. Be up, be ready to greet, smile, talk to people, and they are more likely to buy it. You're meeting and greeting as they go by. Another thing we do is we sell this mini outfit. We put it out front as a stopper. I can't tell you how often Anna here stops people in the tracks. They ooh and ah over the purse, the hair bows, the dress. They come in and they look for these things, and they want, the dress, and we explain to them about, the purse and the hair bow and the fact that, it's $25 for the entire set. Then they start looking around at the rest of what I have to offer. But this is a show. This is a stopper. This we'll always put out one of our dresses with the hair bows and everything else it has to offer. And then you want to have some type of stopper, eye level, as they pass by. So they will stop at your booth. Not just, I'm sure you're all aware of how often people just whiz on by. You don't have a stopper, and you need that stopper out front.
Okay, you always want to make sure the pricing. We talked about pricing before, but a lot of times customers hate to dig in their pockets for something that's $11.49. Just a suggestion, you can do whatever you like, but the pricing that I use is just even amounts. Your signage, you always want to make sure that you have it, customers can read it. If you have anything that you have sizes, group it together. For example, there's flip-flops, they're grouped in the same size, they're grouped in the same style. The same thing with the hair bows. Utilize the baskets. If you have baskets available for grid wall, again, Ralph Jones Display, amazing place. It's like going to Godiva chocolate.
Oh yeah!
Anyway, I have a no solicitation sign. As you see, we talked about it before. You pay for your space. You're the vendor. You need to give your customers 100% attention to them at all times. You don't have time to talk to another promoter that's trying to fill their space. Let the customers know you take Square. Let them know your method of payment. Okay, there's several method of payments out there that you can take Square. If you don't want to do Square, you can do PayPal while you're there. There are several different methods of payment. You can research that and you can make that decision for yourself. Again, group your stuff together. All the kitchen stuff is here. Adult bibs, 2 different sizes. Child size bibs, again, 2 different sizes. And your signage is so important. It's so important. You need to make sure that it's legible and customers can read it and understand it. Also, and it's your decision, you can incorporate where your sales tax is included in your price for the shows that you do. And you know that they're a licensed promoter if they're handing you out your sales tax information at the beginning of the show. You should get a packet from whoever you're vending with, and there should be the information of how you can, some vendors will let you do PayPal, some vendors want a check, some vendors will take cash. You know right then and there that hopefully they are licensed because they are reporting your taxes that you are paying for that show. So you have to make these decisions at your discretion as being a business owner. But like Tina said earlier, you don't want to be on your phone. You don't want to be crocheting. As soon as a customer walks into your booth or walks within 10 feet of your booth, acknowledge them. Hey, how are you today? Put a smile on your face. Sitting behind your booth, sitting behind your table is not going to get you anywhere. Grid wall is amazing. I started on tables in the very beginning, like you've seen. I went to half the grid wall, and now I total grid wall. The only information that I can give, the only advice that I can give people who still do tables because grid wall may not be feasible for them, is you need to make sure that it's organized. You don't want to have anything hanging from your tent. There should be nothing hanging up here at all. Nothing at all. There's no overstock. There's no overflow. As Tina mentioned earlier, you can have another wall here, and then you can step back. You don't see any of our product laying around anywhere inside the booth. It's all outside the booth. It's very important. We keep our homes clean. We need to keep our booth space clean. Otherwise, the customer's the perception. Perception is 100% with all customers. It's what they perceive. You could be standing up there, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, you want, yeah. They're not going to come back to your booth ever again. Because they're just like, wow, that person wants to sell their stuff, but they can't answer my questions. Be knowledgeable about what you sell. Even if you take over a friend's booth, okay, we all got to take that potty break and we all got to go. So if you're taking over somebody else's booth space, even if it's for 5 minutes, kind of like be knowledgeable, kind of like look and see what their prices are so that you can say, oh yes, I have this in 2 sizes and the large is 12 or the medium is 12 and the large is 18. Or, oh yes, her watch costs, they're $3 each or they're 2 for $5. How many did you want today? That way, you're helping your fellow business person. Do not be afraid if somebody else has the same thing. For example, Tina and I both sell washcloths. We both display them. It is the customer's decision whether or not who they buy from. That is really important, and we all need to understand that. My dishcloths are more elaborate, and they actually look like doilies. Where hers are just really something simple that somebody will use in the bathroom or to wash their child with. Please do not get offended. You're gonna go into events, especially as you do bigger events or wherever you choose to vend, and you're gonna have people that have the same thing. But it's not like you make it. You always want to make sure that you do quality work, but you want quality work in quantity.
Hi, I'm Tim Dillo with Vegas Events and More. We wanted to show you what an outside setup would be like too, using grid wall. First off, I want to talk about the tent. It's a 10 by 10 tent. This is pretty standard in the industry to use for your booth. Make sure it is a straight leg tent, that those legs come straight down. They do sell a slant leg one which goes like this, but that is actually 12 feet on the bottom, and it will not fit if the show is tent to tent. Another thing you want to make sure you do is, as you can see, we got a little wind today. No matter what, you want to have weights on your tent, some sort of weights. Grid wall makes a great weight if you want to tie grid wall to it, but you can get these off Amazon. You can get the tents at Walmart fairly cheap, Walmart online. Our website even has some links to some of those products.
Okay, I'm Dan Knight. I'm with Designs by Tina.
And Reborn.
Yes, and Reborn Cabinets. So when you're using your grid wall, you always want to make sure you're supporting your corners, and it helps keep the wall stable. And you can also support those corners using corner shelving. It makes a big support in that corner, so it'll stay there. Now, once you start putting weight on your grid wall, there's two different ways you want to secure it. Well, one, by using bungee cords to attach to the tent, which, as Tim said, that'll help weight the tent down if it gets windy, but it also helps stabilize the grid wall itself. Secondly, you can get legs. Now, these are actually shelving pieces that I got at Walmart. You want to try to get the 12-inch long ones. They're about $2 a piece or so, and you can attach those to your grid wall down here. That way, when you put weight on here and you pull it forward, it will support the grid wall from falling over on you.